In today's lesson, we are using row operations to solve system. Row operations are a lot like doing combination. First step is to write your problem as an augmented matrix. You just simply want the numbers. So I'm going to write it as 5, negative 5, negative 5, negative 2, negative 3, 7. I call this an augmented matrix because I am using not only the x and y coefficients, but I'm also using the constants. Okay, my goal is to transform this matrix into the reduced row echelon form. You remember that reduced row echelon form would be 1, 0, and then a constant, which is your answer. We'll say it's A. And then it's 0, 1, and then some answer B. You notice that it's all on the non-augmented part. It is going to be 1s along the diagonal, and then everything else is going to be a 0. For example, if I had a 3 by 3, the reduced row echelon form would look like 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So this is what reduced row echelon form looks like. Okay, so this is our goal, is to get to this first example. And so the first row operation I can do is, I notice that these all are multiples of 5. So I'm just going to multiply by row 1 times 1/5. So then I would get 1, negative 1, negative 1, and I'll just copy down row 2 without doing any row operations. Now, going on to my next step, I'll keep row 1 as it was. I won't change it. But I will try to transform row 2 to having a 0 in the first place. Well, how could I do that? I'm going to think of what operations would yield a 0 here. Well, I'll take row 2, and then I'm going to add 2 times the first row. Okay? Negative 2 plus 2 times 1 is 0. Then I'll continue that row operation with the other numbers. Negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5. 7 minus 2 is positive 5. Then it looks like I can do, I'll copy my first row down again, but then for my second row, I'll multiply by negative 1/5. So 0 times negative 1/5 is 0. Negative 1/5 times negative 5 is 1. And this is negative 1. I'm almost there. I've got the 0 ones here, but here this number should be a 0. So I'll write my second row. I won't touch that. But I'm going to need to get this to a 0. So to do that, I will do row 2 plus row 1. So that's a 1. Negative 1 plus negative 1 is 0. Negative 1 plus negative 1 is negative 2. My answer is now in reduced row echelon form, and my final answer is negative 2. Negative 1 is the ordered pair. Last step is to go back and check that you did everything correctly. So I will do 5 times negative 2 minus 5 times negative 1. That is negative 10 plus 5 is negative 5. Check. Negative 2 times negative 2 minus 3 times negative 1 is 4 plus 3 is 7. Check. That's my final answer. And the work would be very similar for a 3 or 4 equation matrix. Thanks.